the motion raised by Honorable Marvin Cole, stating that the report should be accepted and the investigation on the two clerks will be conducted, but the revision of the recast budget should take effect. You think it's necessary?
Whatever the issue, we will not hold the country hostage. Because if you say the revision and recast budget will not be, conducted, it means nothing going to happen. So once the budget is back, I think it's necessary. The recast or the revision goes on, but the investigation not going to start by that report. We're going to go further. Some of us we are having meeting. We are, building a consensus with the other police to make sure that we go deeper and see the very end of this matter to know who were those involved in the alteration.
If you're disappointed that names were not included.
Very, very disappointed. More than even disappointed.
It's a pleasant way to say good morning and welcome to the Positive Show right here on Love FM 105.1, which is made to you from Fenchki Sinka, right in the technology building. Indeed, it's Thursday, of course, the 14th day of November. Gradually, we are getting there, concluding the year 2024. It's often said when you are up safe and sound in the morning, breathing the fresh air of life, you tell God thank you. So in this morning, we want to say thanks to God Almighty, who made it possible that we are alive and counted amongst the living. If it wasn't for him on our side, well, some of us would have been today. But by his special grace, we say thank you, Lord, for giving us another day. 24 hours afforded us the good, the bad, the evil, and the ugly. It is left with you to utilize the 24 hours. Some of us, we will take up the time not planning how to go about the 24 hours. So people will use us to accomplish the 24 hours, and hours will be wasted because there will be no gains from what we're going to get involved with in accomplishing someone's plan for these 24 hours. So I'm asking you this morning, make a plan for this day. Do not just be on the fence and I got nothing to do. I know I get no. That is not good for your life, because every day of your life counts. Every day of your life counts. Every minute, every second, every hour counts. So that's why you see a lot of our friends, they do the blame game, They start to shift blame on people, and all the time with you and me and my friend, you used to be my close friend, but hey, then now since you've been elevated and you don't have my time again, and that friendship, no, you did not use your 24 hours wisely. You took that friend to accomplish his or hers. You fail to realize that there will come a time when that person is elevated and you are left back. The both of you will not be as you used to be. It just only take few people, just very few people, to keep that relationship with you. Take for instance, if you have somebody, both of you sat in class together, and as the semester went, you fail and you are repeating that course, or you are repeating that class, and the person passed and they're going to the next level. What's going to happen there? You are going to be, a hello friend now. That person going to the next level, he or she has a new breed of friends because they are peers, they are, they are colleagues. you get there, we're in the same class together, but you did not maximize your time. You feel, so I'm going to the next level. So that's how it is. So when you wake up in the morning, every day of your life counts. So that's why the Positive Show is here this morning, to enlighten your minds. We're not going to delve into your bottle politics, because I always say to people, Liberian politics is so much petty, to the extent that people who take to the microphone, people who take to the radio, people who take to the streets, insult, do all manner of things. At the end of the day, you see them whining and dining. And you who put your life on the line for these people, you be made shame, you be left in a cold. So it is on you, most especially the young people, to think consciously. Think consciously. What I'm going to get myself involved with. What's the benefit? What's the outcome? What that has to do with the growth and development of my being? The politicians are going to stay in the street to chant slogans and do all the kind of things, cause violence. Where is his child or their children that I'm going to stand and throwing rocks, throwing stones at police throwing tear gas at me, while their children are out there learning? Then you honor the rocks, you honor the tear gas. What sense does it make to you? And at the end of the day, your age, time is now waiting for you. Your age is increasing, and that person's age is also increasing, but in a positive direction. They are acquiring knowledge to come back again and use you. You will continue to be a battle cry chair. You will continue to be chanting slogans, while their children are learning and coming back to use you, because you did not put your five senses into use. So this morning, the Positive Show going to bring you Fly Sergius from the Rebels International Airport. We're going to talk about the vehicular traffic movement. We're also going to pull forth some talking points that has to do with our conscious thoughts, what it takes and that we need to do in this time and season. We're going to look at some trending issues, but not in depth with Liberian politics, because it is so deadly, and to the extent that no one is trusted. Even we who sits on the radio, I must say this for fact, do not trust us, because everyone is going after something that can benefit themselves and not the whole. Everybody looking at individual ramification. Everybody looking at individual benefits and not in the interest of people. So we who call ourselves, at least we want to hold our integrity, we want to maintain our integrity, looking at our background, where we come from. We want to show some level of integrity, because that's what the profession calls for. We'll be marginalized, we'll be looked down upon, we'll be mocked, but glory be to God. That's what I always say. Where God will leads, His grace is always there to sustain us. So His sustainability, His grace is always with us, okay? So we're going to do what we can do in our little space that is provided to us. When we see issues that are meant to be talked about, we talk about it, bring it to the minds of the people, because even the same people you stand up for, you advocate for, they are the same ones who will stand on the side and say the worst thing about you, and they'll even bring you to popular ridicule. So you be left in the loop. You be left in the middle of the circumstances. You thought you are doing it for the people's interest, but not knowing the people you are seeking their interests are not even seeking their own interests. So that's how our politics in this country is. So we are grateful to do what we are called to do. So we told you we're going to bring you the Fly Sergius from the Rebels International Airport. We're going to take you through the vehicular traffic movement around Monrovia and its environs. We talked to place a call to the public affairs director Press and Public Affairs Director of the Transport Authority. That's the not Transport Authority, but the Ministry of Transport. He sat on the radio the last time and he told us that, look, the exercise of inspection was going to actually begin 2 days ago, but unfortunately, we learned that there is a serious issue between the police and that of the Ministry of Transport. This have actually caused a serious thought in the process. So we will reach out to him to get the detail from his angle, and we're also going to place call to the spokesperson of the Liberia National Police, Mrs. Cecilia Gligley-Clark, to inform us about what is unfolding, what is the police stand on the matter, because they've been accused of preventing inspectors from the Transport Authority to carry on inspections. So these are things that we're going to be looking at this morning, but consciously we're going to be speaking to the minds of the young people. A lot is happening, my people. A lot is happening, and we as parents, we need to play our parental roles. If care is not given, our children will go astray right on our own eyes. Before we come to realize that, we see our children all in the streets. They've gotten involved with crimes. They've gotten involved with drug intake and lots, because places that should serve as a beacon of hope, a beacon of transformation, are now places that the children are transiting, are places that the children are doing the worst that you may ever know. But you as a parent, because I'm going to hustle, no time. We need to pay time. We need to take up time to know who our children are involved with, who are their associates. It is so sad. I'm going to give you a clue. I'm also going to give you a little information about a boy, 17 years old boy, who passed off a few weeks ago. The case is now at the Liberia National Police headquarters, subsequently at the Zone 5 police station. We thought to bring it to the public. We started on the process the last time, and we got engaged with the process, reaching out to the relevant authorities, but it seemed like the case is still with the police, and up to now, that case should be with the court, because it has to do with murder. Yes, it has to do with murder. Parties involved have given statements, relative to what led to the death or the interaction they had with this 17-year-old boy in the police academy area. There have been a lot happening behind the scenes. So we thought to reach out this morning to get involved and get the public to know what is unfolding, because too many things happening, not just only that boy. There are other children who fortunate of these kinds of situations, and at the end of the day, they are losing their lives on a daily basis, especially the young people. What is responsible for the cause of youthful deaths? We're going to be talking more about these things. So my name is Rufus Divine Conning. I'm proud to see that this morning. Let's quickly take you to the vehicular traffic, not the vehicle traffic movement, but let's give you the flight schedules. Firstly, then we'll go to the vehicular traffic movement in Monrovia and its environs. So we go to arrivals at the Rabas International Airport. So we have Air Cote d'Ivoire, flight HF 729 from Abidjan. We arrive at the Rabas International Airport at 2:20 this afternoon. Kenya Airways, flight KQ 508 from Accra, Ghana. We arrive at the Rabas International Airport at 5:40 this afternoon. And lastly, for arrivals at the Rabas International Airport, Aska Airlines, flight KP20 from Accra, Ghana. We arrive at the Rabas International Airport at 5:50 this evening. That does it for the arrivals at the Rabas International Airports. Let's now go for departures. Air Cote d'Ivoire, flight HF729 will depart the Rabat International Airport at 3 p.m. for Conakry. And lastly, for departures, Kenya Airways, flight KQ509 will depart the Rabat International Airport at 6:40 this evening for Accra, Ghana. So that does it for the flight schedules there at the Rabat International Airport. It is important that we highlight these flight schedules so that you get acquainted with what is unfolding there at our international airport. And we want to say to all of you who follow us, we appreciate your following, and we look forward to more of your interactions. We look forward to more of your inputs as it relates to what we do here, because we consciously set the basis for a positive interaction. That's why this show is called The Positive Show. We are agents of positive change. So you are there this morning. Let me say congratulations to all of you who walked out of the walls of the African Methodist Episcopal University on yesterday in several disciplines. Of course, some of you walk out from the graduate school of the AME University. One person is Miss Princess Quagar. You there in the Battlesville area. Of course, you graduated yesterday with a master's in executive business administration with emphasis in procurement and supply chain. You and Adolphus Lip, congratulations to the both of you. You graduated on yesterday. Ophelia Washington, my own niece, you also walked out yesterday from the undergraduate level. I love to say congratulations to you and all others, most of our friends who walked out on yesterday. You are so special. We appreciate you so highly. So back to the reality, our traffic update this morning, as we often say to you, it's quite interesting that you will know the congestion in the traffic begins at most 7:30, most especially along the Tottenham Boulevard area. But we were privileged to drive through this morning through the Somalia, not the Somalia Drive, but the Japanese freeway onward to the Bourgeois Island. And we thought it wise to do that so that we get first-hand update. We've been updating you about happenings along the Bourgeois Island side, but we thought it wise to get more first-hand updates, the reality that is on the ground. So we experienced, while driving through this morning, 6:45 onward, there was not much traffic congestion along the Japanese freeway. Just little pop holes. Those pop holes that are around the Japanese freeway are some of the reasons why you experience a little traffic congestion along that side. But when you drive through, getting around the Stockton Creek Bridge area, it gets so tense because just after the bridge, there is a very deplorable portion of the road that causes drivers to slow down and take their time to get in and get out of that aspect of the road because it's so bad. Just within few years, we are seeing a road constructed, damaged in that form and manner. No, it's so saddening. So we want to call on the relevant authority, the Ministry of Public Works, to act promptly. If you cannot begin the process now, but at least put in some ladder racks so that it builds up when you get ready to do the touches on the various roads, and that will stand to reason so that our people can have relief in the movement around those areas. Okay, so I drove through, and when I got around the almost the Simenko area, I used, like I always say, I turned left, drove into the Doe community area. Doe community is one of those areas that give access to Claratown, but within those corridors, the road is deplorable. I must admit, the road is deplorable, and I don't know why we continue to experience these kinds of potholes on our roads. Is it because of the poor maintenance, or is it because of the substandard work that was done? Because trust me, these roads have not even lived up to 3 to 4 years. Why should we experience such a deplorable condition in the connection of those roads? So the Doe community area, bulk of the roads in that area, especially around the police station area there, that area is so bad. You have deep potholes there. When you drive through, passing the getting to the connection of Claratown and that of Doe community, you have another serious situation there. The road is in a deplorable condition. So when you drive through Doe community, it gave you access to Claratown. Claratown is another form of area wherein it's congested, but you have vehicles, you have tricycles parked on the shoulders of the road, so it stalls the movement of free flow of traffic, so it gets so a little bit congested around that area. And to you, the drivers, please, when you are driving through that corridor, please make sure to understand that that place is a community, or what we call a zone where you need to take your time. It's a residential zone, so you need to take your time. Do not drive recklessly like the drivers that are on the Bagnosville Road. We experienced a lot on yesterday. We saw how these truck drivers or these heavy-duty drivers recklessly drive along the Bagnosville Road, which of course it is not healthy. We have experienced series of accidents around that corridor, and we do not want the reoccurrence of those kinds of accidents that would take away lives. On yesterday, we saw a series of these trucks, even during the morning hours, driving through to monitor and stuff like that. We saw these trucks speeding in that corridor. It's unsafe for the people. All right. So for those of you in the Bagnosville area, we want to say to our Liberian National Police, there will be a need through the Public Work Ministry. We have some speed breakers along that route, because bulk of those areas are residential, and the speed of these truck drivers, it is not healthy. And most of these guys are apprenticed. They're learning. So they gave them tests, they get them on the car after they have gone through some level of tutorship. They get in the car, and the only thing they know how to run. And when they get into those curves, it becomes so difficult for them to apply the necessary brakes. That's why they run into people and damage lives and properties. So we are cautioning the guys to please. And one of the things that we also capture within the traffic along that end of the Monrovia and its environs is that the tricycle and the motorcyclists along that side, you guys should be cautious enough. Know that you are driving or you are riding an object that is not highly protective as compared to a vehicle. So for every time you risk people's life by jumping in from a vehicle, most of the vehicles in this country are not roadworthy. So your knowledge, I don't know where it comes from, to just jump on the road, and when you see a speeding car, you think that the person will just abruptly stop. No, you are endangering your life and the lives of people that you are carrying on board. So please use all of the necessary driving rules. Signal to the person that you want to have access to the road. If that person is not giving you the right of way, do not force it. If the person is not giving you the right of way, do not force it. And especially some of you who comes from these community, most especially if you have a road that is in the T form. If you are coming from the opposite side, the T form side, know that the man who is on the main route has rights, most of the rights. So before you get on the main road, signal to the person and let that person give you access. If access is not given you and you jump on the road, definitely you're going to be in the wrong. You're going to be in the wrong. Except for instance wherein there is no vehicle from the opposite side that is closer to you, and you get on the road knowing the gravity of the speed that person is coming with, and you get on the road and you have covered half past the mark, and that person come and hit you, it becomes a very serious investigation where that person might be in the wrong. So if you are coming from the opposite side, most especially on a T road, please wait to be given what we call the green light or the right of way. Even some of you who drive in the corridors along the Tottenham Boulevard, when you are coming from the avenue, know that the person that is on the main single file has rights, most of the rights. So you must first signal to the person and let the person signal to you that giving you access to the road. Do not just jump on the road. If you are hit, you will be wrong. So let us understand these basic rules of the traffic. So the traffic congestion, that much traffic was experienced as I drove through from 645, 650, all through the Somalia, the Japanese freeway, via the Dole community area. From the Dole community, I got to the Clarendon to Vartown, where we experienced a low hitch in the traffic. Was around the Vartown area, because that area is in a very deplorable condition where we have lots of potholes. So most of the vehicles will slow down and trying to avoid their owner carriers to be damaged and all those stuff like that. So we drove fast and we had access. Getting access to the main Gabriel Tucker Bridge is another thing, because at that point you have 3 lanes coming from the Bourgeois Island side driving towards Central Town. And then when we get to where we have the bridge, it becomes a serious issue where cars will start to wait and people will start to ask for access, so that you have 1 lane entering the Gabriel Tucker Bridge. So that's some of the difficulties there, and those are things that cause distortion in the traffic along those paths, right? So let's take you through the Tottenham Boulevard. Tottenham Boulevard, we told you around 6:45, at most 7:30, you have a buildup in the traffic. The traffic congestion begins at the SD Cooper Junction that rolls off for the Boulevard Junction. Boulevard Junction drives you through the Congo Town 540 corridor, and that take you as far as the Catholic Junction area, not the Catholic Junction precisely, but around the Nigerian House area. The Nigerian House build you up for the Catholic Junction, a little relief in between there. When you get around the Lone Star CDC corridor there, it builds up. It's going to take you as far as the Vamoma. Vamoma is another area that is so strategic. You have cars going in and out of the Elfie, so people that are on the main Tottenham Boulevard also have the time to wait, so that those cars from the Elfie area gets on the main single file, the Tottenham Boulevard. So when you pass the Tottenham, the Vamoma area, 24th Street builds you up for 20th Street, because you have the light right at 20th Street. So there are some times in which you have traffic congestion along those corridors. When you drive past that, right about now, you will have to experience little slowness in the traffic, little congestion in the traffic from 12th Street as far as 4th Street. That entire corridor, 9th Street is becoming another point of traffic congestion. Yes, during the morning hours and sometimes the evening hours. Yes, 9th Street is becoming a traffic prone area. So when you pass that area, you have little relief when you pass the Stella Marie's UL corridor, the Foreign Affairs corridor, going up as far as Capital Bypass. So those are all thematic areas. Those are all areas that we try to highlight when it comes to traffic congestion. But you who are in the Painesville area wanting to have access, right? You want to have access to Bourgeois Island without using the Somalia Drive or the Japanese Freeway, and you are in the Painesville, drive through the pipeline. Pipeline going to take you off for Johnsonville. Johnsonville going to lead you through Badnersville. Badnersville going to take you through Quebec. Quebec going to lead you for the Dixville area. Dixville going to take you for the what we call the what is this place? Yeah, the Caldwell. Caldwell going to take you off for the rest of the Bourgeois Island areas. Okay, if you are going to bombing area, that's up to you. You can have access to all parts of the Bourgeois Island through that route, and vice versa. Those of you that are leaving from the Bourgeois Island and wanting to have access to the Painesville areas, these are all lanes and detours you can use so that you have access to those areas. With that being said, we now conclude the traffic congestion, the traffic update. We go for our commercial commitment. After then, when we come back, we'll be talking to your conscience. Yeah, speaking to your conscience. Liberia is at the crossroad as we seek development. Like I always say, when the minds are developed, the eyes will appreciate the works of the hands. So let us highlight some of our friends who have joined us. Patrick T. Nan, thank you so much. Bourgeois Island, he says. Eric Pavix, Eric, following from the great Commonwealth state of Pennsylvania, USA. Thank you so much for joining us. Jusu Masakwa, good morning, Jusu, watching from Bombing County. Alfred Sumo Sunny Money, thank you so much. He's joining from Buchanan City. We appreciate you. We appreciate your following this morning. So consciously, like I said, we're going to be placing calls to these individuals from the communication arm of these two institutions. The last time we had the Press and Public Affairs Director here in person of Mr. Brown, Cedric Brown, talking about the plane inspection that should have taken place 2 days ago. And all of a sudden, the process was stalled. One led to that, we want to hear from the House's mouth. And we're also going to be placing call to the Liberia National Police spokesperson, Madam Cecilia Gligley Clark, to highlight us as to whether there's any knowledge concerning the allegation leveled against her institution that they have prevented agents or inspectors from the Ministry of Transport concerning the plane inspection exercise. So those are things, critical things we're going to be looking at this morning. Like I said, we won't be delving into the Liberian politics, especially our legislators. I know you want to hear what's happening at the legislature. That is so petty. What is unfolding there, I've termed it as petty, and it only shows the level of self-interest our lawmakers have. Yeah, they are only seeking their own interests, but the interests of the Liberian people are not to the core. The interest of the Liberian people is just not to the core. So I don't dignify these kinds of things because it pains me as an individual, though a journalist, but I'm a human. It pains me to see my country trailing in that path where people we call honorable. That's what I love the statement made by Madam Pele, our orator of the Independence Celebration. And I'm going to read a few lines on that. What she talked about our honorables being referred to as dishonorables, because some of the acts that have been carried out there is more like a hooligan style of operation. So it shows no level of decency for the title they carry. Bless King, good morning. He's watching from Southeast Asia. Thank you so much for joining this morning. We appreciate your following. So commercial commitment is next. on this broadcast. This is the Positive Show, and my name is Rufus Divine Connect. Pretty sweet this morning.
Hey, you get the way you can be making your face, you get also.
You boy, I need money quick. I get too much expensive on my head this month and right and I get.
So like everything I will tell you, tell Momo Loan, man.
Momo loan? Mobile money get bank now?
No, Momo Loan, like some kind of quick service loan mobile money can give you. You can borrow up to 20,000 Liberian dollar at a very low interest rate and pay in 7 days, 28 days, or 30 days.
You joking?
So you see phone in my face? You gotta give me your phone, man. Dial star 156 star 6 hash.
Oh, it's like ABC. For how do I pay back?
Let's see when you credit, man. Just that star 156 star 6 hash and select repay loan. Pay the poor money back.
I can credit again tomorrow?
You can borrow about. See your ways.
Whatever you need that little bit of money for, Momo Loan here for you. Dial star 156 star 6 hash today and take a loan.
MTN. Yellow star.
What do you say you yelling for?
Come here, man. All day you making noise and people ear say you singing. No air, no air. Like a walking brief.
Don't leave on there and cross me, oh.
They say MTN Yellow Star is back, and this season Uber is easy for everybody. You can audition online from now to the 13th, and then live audition will start on the 14th. And the people going to be Ghana, Nima, and the biggest one will be held in Monserrato.
That thing you talking, what thing is that if I win?
La real if I win, Hayaka, the winner will take home a $2 million Liberian dollars record deal with young feature entertainment, a brand new car, and a 300,000 Liberian dollar wardrobe budget. Not all, plus 1 year of performance with MTN and video production deal and 100 gigabyte of data every month.
What?
But not all, second player winning 600,000 Liberian dollar record deal, a year of performances with MTN, 100 gigabyte of data every month, and new this year for third place of 400,000 Liberian dollar cash prize and 100 gigabyte every month.
I said, Mr. Brother, yeah.
Hey man, don't forget to tell your fellow people to dial star 415 star your code hash to vote for you when you make it. And I'll be there live every Saturday for the live evasion show starting from October 12. You can see your singing more.
Yellow star.
My people, see my joy. Since I put in for a car to this other car rental service, they are yet to come. And I am getting late. I don't know what to do.
Don't worry, my sister. Have you heard about UCar Rental Service?
No.
UCar Rental Service is the best in town, and they are located on 10th Street in Cinco, right in the technology building. Very affordable with a very low price. Go there now or call them on 0888 111 222.
Thank you, my brother. I'm calling them right now. Hello, is this UCar rental service?
Yes, ma'am. How can we help you?
I need a car to take me to work.
Okay. Where are you?
I'm on Broad Street.
Okay, we're coming right now.
Thank you.
You need a ride? Don't worry. UCar Rental Service is the best in town with affordable price just for you. UCar Rental Service can be contacted on 0888 111 222 or visit their office right on 10th Street in Cinco, the land side in the technology building. UCar Rental Service, the best deal in town.
The $3 giveaway on Love FM has gotten bigger and better. Oh yes, for the same bet amount of $100 Liberian or US 70 cents, the regular prize money now go way up for $2,500 Liberian to $3,000 Liberian. All you need to do is dial star 799 hash. Select number 10 for Love FM 105.1. Plenty of people winning. Oh, don't be left out with Radio Entertainment Liberia and Love FM on the $3 giveaway. Liberia, check get better.
Look no further than Woki Farms in Carisburg, along the Kakata Highway, where dreams come true from rolling hills to sparkling streams. Woki Farms, it's traveler's dream. We offer a unique experience for all with a 20% discount on all of our services. We are open every day from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And let's not forget about the food at Woki Farms. We pride ourselves on our farm-to-table dining experience. Enjoy delicious meals made from fresh, locally and internationally sourced ingredients. There's no time to waste. Explore our farm where you can get up close and personal with friendly animals. A place with breathtaking views. You will leave your worries behind. From cozy cabins to elegant chalet rooms. Woki Farms, where memories are sweet. Whether you are seeking a peaceful retreat or an adventure-filled vacation, we have live band days and every Sunday. So why wait? Plan your vacation or outing with Woki Farms in Carisburg along the Kakata Highway and experience the beauty of nature. Indulge in luxury and create memories for lifetime. For reservation, call us on 0881 248401. From sunrise to sunset, every moment is grand at Woki Farms because we are the ultimate wonderland. Oh yes, indeed. Woki Farm is the home away from home, the home in paradise, of course. Paradise on earth is Woki Farm. You can go there and have yourself stress-free with the friendly animals, you have a friendly environment where you can go and swim. You get the sumptuous meal and all the stuff like that. Just a home away from home. So Woki Farm is that place along the Kakata Monrovia Highway in Carisburg. If you want to advertise your goods and services, we are here. It's the festive season drawing closer, and we are giving up so much to you, our folks. You buy 5 spots, you get 2 free, absolutely free. Just buy 5 spots for affordable price and get 2 free. Yeah, so you can advertise with us and you won't regret. You will appreciate that you did. All right. So this morning we thought to bring to your attention, especially to the conscience of us parents. A lot is happening behind the scene that you, the parents, don't know. We've had interaction with young friends, young folks who are schooling, most especially in high schools, and they've confided in us. And it has become a norm in our society now that bulk of the young people have gotten themselves involved with substance intake. What about means of smoking, or what about means of food? But it will be interesting to know some of the conversations we've had with these young men and women will interest you. Since the institutions, these schools, when we were growing up, though all was not rosy, but there were lots of restrictions that were placed on us. And today, by the special grace of God, we can now appreciate. We thought it was something wrong that, those instructors or the administration of these schools that we attended were doing to us. But now we've reached the point to understand it was for our own good. And this is where we've come to enlighten the minds of the administrators of the various schools nowadays to be very rigid when it comes to paying attention to the students. Some parents will pay school fees regularly, but they do not look up or look after the kids, whether or not they are making some progress in schools, whether or not that child is involved with something that is not healthy, but we don't care. All we know, at the end of the day, we must pay school fees. I say this to say, having conversations with some young kids between the ages of 15, 16, 17, in that range, I was made to understand that nowadays, since this issue of Kush is in town, and people are now cognizant that students, carry alcoholic beverages and all those stuff like that. So what they are doing now, some of the things that they are doing, it's so interesting. Christopher Jackson, thank you so much for joining. We appreciate you. Hey, Chris, thank you so much, man. Christopher Jackson, thank you so much. So, like we said, the kids are now using food to put in the substance, carry to school, distribute it amongst their friends. They have their friends who know what they know, and they know the kinds of food. Let me just say for the record, some of you who always go to entertainment, go for party and all those stuff like that, not all of those food that you see there, most especially if you know the kind of friends that you go to, to marry, make. Not all of the food that you see there you should eat. And not all of the drinks that you see there you should take in, because it is at the highest level now that food and drinks are contaminated. These kids, while having their conversations, I was just eardropping, they said, come on, we got one guy in our class. The man, what the man can do? He can fix the bread. He makes the kush with the peanut butter and place it in the bread. And when he put egg, everything inside. So when he goes to school, and what he does is that he take the food, he always sits, listening to them, he sits at the back. When it's time for lunch or prior to lunchtime, or before lunch when they get on campus, his friends, he got his clique. They will get around, let's go eat. They will be eating that bread. Or you know that they are eating something prepared nicely by the parents, but not knowing these kids have contaminated that bread with lots of substances. And at the end of the day, when these kids take in those, they consume those bread or juices, they are just numb in class. They don't pay attention. Some of them who are addicted to it now, they remain in the class and start to disturb. So it is on the school administration. We want to call on the education ministry to put out a task force. I must say this in the public, right? I normally take some kids to school in the morning, while driving my way to work, and most of them are from the Hehu Mission. Yeah, so when I drive through the old road, drop them, I normally see the students standing outside. Whether you can't say so, Clarko, you will stand outside, and there is a specific time that before each student enters the fence, you will be checked and monitored well. For which I must say to the administration of the Hehu Mission School, thank you so much for carrying on that disciplinary measure, because nowadays our kids are getting involved with the intake of substances unknown to the parents. And the other parents know that, oh, my child can smoke, oh, my child can, but your child is involved with all sort of unwholesome things that you don't even know. So, for every time I drop these kids off, I see them standing. So I asked the last time, I said, why you always stand outside? Say, it is because that we are to be checked before entering the fence. Yes, they do check them before entering the fence. One of the reasons has to do with not just only checking them for whether that substance or something like that, for tardiness. Yes. A lot of our students now go to school in a reckless form and manner. It's no affront to our public schools. Yes, the governmental schools. It's no affront to you. We see the students dress indecently, where a man will wear his trouser, a student will wear his trouser and it's beneath his buttock. Then he wears the uniform and act like he's going to school. During our days, you dare do that, you will be spanked. Oh yes, your trousers should, the waists Buckle your belt on your waist and not beneath your buttock. You wearing uniform and you sacking. That's indecency. And furthermore, while they were carrying on their conversation, they also mentioned they will buy the soft drink. They will buy the soft drink. And when they buy the soft drink, they'll put the substance inside, make sure to shake it enough, and prepare it nicely. They mostly do it with these how you call it? What is the thing? Oh man, the name just slipped my mind. They use the soft drink or oh god. The energy drink. Yeah, these energy drinks. They'll place that substance inside, make sure to shake it, it dissolve everything. They having it in the bottles or they have it in the real cans, and that these things come with. All their friends know that it's something good that they can consume, and some only few of them who know that it is not a normal soft drink or a normal energy drink. So they will carry on campus and they will get their friends. Every day that counts, they are incorporating new friends. Every day that comes, they are incorporating new people. Gradually, the numbers are increasing right under the supervision of the school's administrations. These barricades are in these schools. So we want to say to the Ministry of Education to get in contact with the Health Ministry. This is my recommendation, and I'm very keen about this. This is my recommendation to the Ministry of Education and that of the school administrations. We want you to get the Ministry of Health involved, where doctors or physicians will be assigned at these schools. Doctors or physicians will be assigned at these schools with a tester. Oh yes, with a tester. One, they have a tester that detects what the security people can use for the breath. Some of these kids, before they go to school, they go to the ghetto or they go to one corner, get intoxicated before going to classes. And when they get amongst their friends, some of them, they carry on with them these substances in the classes. All the parents know that my child going to school. All the parents know, oh, that my child school fee is paid and my child is going to school. And these are things that our children are getting involved. No parent in this country can tell me that one way or the other, or family in this country can tell me that one way or the other, your family member or your child is not affected by this. So it should be a national concern. This is a national concern. The schools are places where our children go to acquire knowledge and not to acquire bad attitudes. The recommendation, whatever it is, but this is my own call to the institutions. I'm suggesting to them, or I'm recommending to them, whatever it is. The fact of the matter, let us get the information across. We should be cognizant of the fact that our children are getting involved into drug intake on a daily basis. The thing called kush is dangerous, and our children are finding all sorts of means. Can you imagine? Just the other day, let me just lay it out to you for some of you who don't know. Just the other day, a child lost his life. I gave you the story verbatim. I was called that night around 1 o'clock by a friend from the police academy area that a child went to visit his friends and all of a sudden, he took in they got the bread and juice, and at the end of the day, he became unconscious. Later on, he was taken to the hospital, from one hospital to the other, while on the way to not JFK, but the Catholic hospital. He gave up the ghost. He had foam coming out of his mouth and all those stuff like that. So when I went on the scene to ascertain or verify what was unfolding that night, I saw the lifeless body of a very young man, age 17, a student of the PCS, that's the government school in Painesville there. I was told by the parents, his brother, I think I need to play this. I need to get this thing played. Yes, let me get this thing played so that folks can understand what has happened and what is happening. At the moment, the case is still at Zone 5. It's between Zone 5 police station and that of Central. But I will give you detail as we go through the program. Let me get this clip for you so that you listen to the explanation of the deceased brother. The deceased brother narrated to me that night the happenings. So let me get that quickly for you so that you listen and understand what we are driving at. Our kids are going astray by the day, and we tend to, play laissez-faire attitudes on these things. So let's read some of the comments coming in. Elizabeth Toja says, that's good idea, but it should be a suggestion, not a recommendation. Okay, that's good. Christopher Jackson says, seeing you has made my day. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Barbie said he's following from Banga. Gerald Aaron Cummings says, I want to encourage the parents in Liberia to keep their eyes on their kids. Take note of the following dates: November 29, 2024, December 24th, 2024, January 1, 2024, and March 15, 2024. Parents, please take this serious and pray. Psalm 34:19. Thank you so much, Pastor Gerald. Elizabeth again said, these are the things our representatives and the security agencies need to work on instead of fighting amongst themselves for senseless things. Thank you so much. So let me get this clip for you. So that you understand what we are heading. Yeah, it's so serious. Let me get this clip for you. This clip. What do you have? This clip here. It is so serious, my people. The children are being so creative in their acts, getting out of the substances. They know how to maneuver the way and getting these substances. So let's listen.
From the Police Academy community, where it's been alleged that a 17-year-old boy was drunk and is reported his lifeless body is lying presently in the house where we are right now, but we have an eyewitness who can give us a detailed account of what has happened. So what may be your name?
Morris.
Please be audible.
Mark Morris.
Mark Morris.
Yeah.
We seen the lifeless body of a young man like yourself. You care to tell us how it all happened?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes. Today I was lying down in here when I came from the work. He said, oh bro, I want to go, so he was give me the trouser and pay my way. So I gave him 200. Then I gave him the trouser for him to go. So he dressed fine, he went. When he came back with that in his hand. He said, oh, we get a table. We can go party, we get a table. I bring tab for you to be wearing him and go talk with it. I said, okay, then put it in your bag. Put it in your canal bag. Right away, he changed the trouser out when he wear shorts. He left in the other. when you get out there, they get together to go. So when I get out there, I finish taking back, I went to sit down in my busy area and to be there with. When I finished searching for my friend Simon, I went here the BA. When I came back, I was in the public water. A friend came to me and said, "Oh, your friend Lena, your brother Lena, is down there." Ha! I said, "Ah, you say Mavi ha?" They really know me. I'm Mavi can drink. I didn't know Mavi can drink and smoke. So when I went to get out, my heart to go in the one and go see him. When I went there, I saw him Lena. I said, "Hey, Lena, yeah, so what they have been doing? He talking." Then the phone when he was Lena on the beach. I said, "Ah, what they have been doing?" I can say, "Oh, they made a lady weeping about her." I said, "Ah, they made a lady weeping about her." They say, "Yeah." I said, "No, now we are doing him a day. We get treated as we are made, we are different things are given to him. When I live on or I lay down, no way by no sting, he's against their screaming. I call Georgie, I did Georgie hear me? That pull him in utter. They didn't know, don't pull him in utter. When you pull him in utter, pull we see you, walk on no. I did what when I am talking, I'm a laborer here, I care for him. I told him when it was away. We give him milk. The milk are coming from his nose. So we try to rush into painting hospital. They say no, we're carrying here the BA. We'll part here the BA. When we so they say no, we do carrying scale carry. I'm carrying carry. We were there on the way to the other palm immediately to Nigerian horse. I think die on my lap. So when we reach, the motive what happened to him. I said, "Oh, I'm laying in the water, but if I see the game peanut butter." So the more put it on your hand. It was doing that type of pumping thing, but not getting sun. Then you show like peanut butter again. I said, "Why they say when they say that peanut butter you are legging?" She said, "Not peanut butter. Peanut butter get new someone that they should create out of they want you to fly and let him go. And they say, "Well, your brother died. You don't bring here for nothing." I said, "Ah, you tell me the man that." It is like it there. I'm gonna tell you the movie. But when I enter in the house, I saw a 4 friends sitting out there. They were playing game on phone and all of them turn back to him. The phone they were saying, they didn't want talking to me. I didn't want to know my brother. And the Ali that was there.
So, who are the 4 friends?
Courage, Puskia, Juala, and any Oshimi. If you don't Oshimi, I know you're going. Who are not that was one win there.
So, at the moment, since this thing happened, the 4 friends, where are they right now?
I came out because I went to the.
But have you contacted the parents of the alleged perpetrators?
No.
So now, well, have you gone to the police station? You just live right within the police academy here, where you have the barrack. Have you gone there?
Yeah, we go so far.
And what did the police tell you?
Yeah, they register the case.
They register the case.
Yeah.
And no police officer have come to see what has happened.
No rescue team, so tomorrow it will be okay.
Said no rescue team.
Yeah,
What do you mean no rescue team?
Backup.
No backup to come.
Yeah.
No police to come now.
So, can you come inside, please? We have lots of people following. What? You are the father of the child?
Yes, sir.
So, have your child been involved into any issues that has to do with drug intake or alcohol?
No.
So, you as a father, with the situation, what do you want to happen at the moment? You are already a victim where you've lost a 17-year-old child.
Yeah.
What is your call to the public?
Justice have to take place. Because number one, this child is just a non-free student in PCS. Okay? Justice have to take place.
So when you went to the police station, what were the response? Not just no response or no emergency.
No,
or what?
The police said that tomorrow, some morning, they will bring enforcement to take. We should not do anything like burying of child. They will come in and see what it costs. And we went to Cali Hospital. Cali Hospital said that any other thing, we should call them. We'll get that number already. We should call them. The police should call them. Then they will know what killed the child.
This is so grief. And
And it's hurting
This-
a lot.
At this point, the house now is declared a crime scene. So you people being here at the moment is also risky because touching of the body, going around where the body is, when fingerprints and other stuff being taken, you'll be involved.
Yeah.
So all you need to do now, I can aid you in the process. We'll go to Central so that we can get.
So that time of the night, it is made in the morning around 1:30. I think I'm 30 years old. 1:30, 12 o'clock. I was called. I drove to, left my residence, drove to, and got there. But then it was 12:30, 12:45, and I got there 1 o'clock. When I got there, I had a conversation with them, and first-hand information provided me. That's what I just played to you. So I drove them at Central. Statements were taken, and afterwards, when day broke, we say by 8 o'clock, the police went there, and they carried on what they had to do. And later on, I've been told, or I was told, that arrests were being made. The 4 suspects were taken to Zone 5 police station. Thereafter, the family kept calling. Up to present, the family is still calling. For every time the case progresses, they call me. So this day, I was caught that an officer who lives in the community called a meeting wherein he said he wanted to mitigate the process, that the 2 families should come to one conclusion, and they should take the child to from the funeral home and bury the child. And I said, no, you cannot bury that child. This has become a state crime. It's no longer community engagement or community something. It's a state crime. It has to do with homicide. It's a homicide case. So the police need to investigate. If the need be, they carry on a forensic stuff on the body to get the cause of death. So at the time, these individuals who are alleged to be involved in the process should be processed and placed behind bar while the police is carrying on her initial engagement or initial investigation. Thereafter, when statements are taken, I think that's the referral procedure. When statements are taken from the parties involved, that case can be forwarded to court. It should no longer be in the jurisdiction of the Liberian National Police any longer. The police part to play in this has to do with mitigation, making sure to know, get the prima facie or whatever terminology may use to ascertain what has happened, go on the crime scene, take diagrams, look on the body and see. That's why the forensic team is there, do all of the analysis and stuff, and forward all documents to the court. But at the moment, as I speak to you, the kids are still at Zone 5 police station. We're gone almost a week now. The kids are still behind bars at Zone 5 police station. The case is still at Central. So it is between Central and that of Zone 5 police station. Why are we still in possession of the case? This case should be forwarded to court. It's a court proceeding now. For some of you who know the law, you can come in and make your own point here, because for my own understanding, the police have done her part, gather statements from parties involved, the parents aggrieved involved, process them for court proceeding. But when I went at the police station, because I took them there, so I was doing a follow-up down there. I went at the police station. The coroner and some officers in the department, the CP something, they are involved with pressing crime, and we'll call it pressing crime or something like that. they had to quiz the sister of the deceased, they took her statement, and prior to that, the family said they were requested to go and take the body from the funeral home, right? They were requested to go and take the body from the funeral home. The family should take delivery of the body and go bury the body. I said, no, you cannot proceed in that form of manner. When the body is being buried, that means the case have come to an end. We follow up on cases like the Gifty Lama, the Gifty case, Gifty Cooper case, other cases around here. There were full-fledged investigation carried out, and the matter came to conclusion before the body was turned over to the family for burial. Even the late Shadow Musu, we understand. Autopsies and other thing was done, and afterwards, after court proceedings and stuff, before the body was turned over to the family. So how can you instruct this family who doesn't have knowledge about the law, who doesn't have detailed understanding of how this whole thing should proceed? You will tell them to go and bury the body? No. So what they said was, the body is presently, the body is at the funeral home. The cost attached to keeping the body. So the funeral home said they wouldn't have a day given the family. If they want them to keep the body, they should go through a contract wherein, as long as the body will be there, the family will be responsible to pay the cost attached. So the family said they don't have that money. So they call rescue. He's called rescue, right? He's there at the JFK. He's also a police officer, and he's always called rescue, right? So they call him. He and the family had a conversation that they should take the body from the funeral home and deposit the body at the mortuary there at JFK. So where the case is now. So I think the body, we have to call the family later on. The body should be presently at the JFK mortuary. But my issue here is, why should the case still be at the police station? Why should the case still be at the police station at this present time? It should be in a court. It should be forwarded to court, because this has to do with homicide. It's a crime. It's a crime. Maybe next week, early next week, we'll have to invite the family here to speak for themselves on the present situation surrounding the case that has to do with the 17 years old child who died as a result, allegedly, of taking in peanut butter and all kind of stuff like that. So back to the reality. For you parents who are listening to us and you have your children are involved with other children. Your child is involved with other people's children. Are you doing a follow-up on how is that relationship with them? Who is that child that your son or your daughter is friendly with? Are we monitoring these things? We don't monitor these days. We don't care. The children have now turned out to be grown while they are still babies. The children are now making decisions of their own, and not you, the parents, making sure that they make conscious decisions. So everyone more or less self-read now. So who knows? This is one of the cases of many cases. Children are getting indoctrinated into the intake of drug unknowingly to the family or the parents. And some of these children who carry out these acts, getting their friends involved with the intake of drugs, the parents don't know. It is happening under the watchful eyes, no, without knowledge in the home. They don't know. Like for instance, what has happened? Took his friends allegedly to go and play a video game in his room, and they got involved into all sorts of things. At the end of the day, this is where they are now. They should be in school by now, but they are behind bars. Should they be behind bars because of these kinds of reasons? No. So our kids need to be consciously monitored. You see your girl child, she dressed fine, she leaves home with the mindset that she's going to school. All of a sudden, she has clothes at her friend's place, and some of them, you parents don't even check the bags of your children. They got the bags choked with clothes that when they get out there, they will not want to be in the uniform. They leave classes and go to do all sort of things that are not called for. We've seen footages coming out of school campuses where kids are practicing early sex activities. Some of our big schools around here, you and I know, we saw those footages on social media. Parents, what are we doing? Let the children be children again. In spite of your inability to have that requisite, support given them, but play your role as a parent in monitoring their activities. Yeah, we know that the guy paying her own school fee. How is she paying the school fees? So this is where we are. The society has come to a point where parents no longer have their own responsibility to their disposal, in a sense, because the parents are not adequately equipped to shelter or to shoulder the responsibility of their children. The children have now turned out to be breadwinners for the parents. So it is vice versa. The roles of the parents have been turned over to the children. You have a 17, 18 years old daughter who is paying her own school fees. How is she paying the school fees? Some kind of uncle, quote unquote, so-called uncle say he paying her school fee. Is he paying the school fee without tampering with her sexually? You don't know, or you care that her school fee is being paid. How is she being used? Because most of these people, they abuse our young sisters in a very awful way, misusing and abusing them. And at the end of the day, these are people we call future leaders. If the future is destroyed at the moment, what's going to happen? 4 to 5 years from now, 6 to 7 years from now, 10 years from now, what will our society turn out to be? We see our young boys and girls getting involved with the intake of drugs. The fight against drug has been pronounced by the president as a national concern. Are we really concerned that this is actually eating up the fabrics of our society? We say future leaders. The future leaders are in the majority that are affected by this substance pollution. Children are going to school, like I said. The school administrations and the Ministry of Health, as well as the Ministry of Education, you need to put in a strategy that food taken on campus by those children should be checked. And my friend having party, oh yeah, you go. Some of those parties that they have the soup and thing that they can drink there, the food they can eat there, the cake, they will put opinion or put something inside. I mean, sometimes it's so unbearable it reached the point that you get so afraid with the happenings now. The world has turned out to be what it is today, especially our country. So some of us who we have a little, very small circle, people see us as being selfish. Not we are selfish, but we want to walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, because we deem in the time the days are evil. A lot of evil taking place in our country. A lot of evil. This person, you don't know the health situation. What if this person is allergic to certain things, like, somebody got asthma, and then you temporarily you replace a food before them or a drink that has something to do that will spark all the asthma. Or this person cannot eat a certain thing, and then when you invite them to your party or invite them to have lunch with you, it is messed up. Just these few days, we're seeing bulk of young people, death rate increasing, and amongst young people, there are a lot of things happening. You don't know as to whether the person have health underlying factors. You go and give him bread or peanut butter. At the end of the day, this is where we are. So please, let us have to these institutions, all of our schools, public schools, private schools, nurses and doctors who will do an examination of the food and drinks our children will carry on campus. I know some of us, when we say these things, we are not listened to, because we are not amongst the numbers, but our conscience won't serve us right when we know the truth and don't say the truth. I know before the sight of God, I'm not honorated. But because of societal norms and because of what our society is driven to, so we don't care when we're talking about the things that affect us. All we want to hear is, I'm calling for a banner district number this, and the other representative or the other senator. But deep down, honor your own feet, honor your own eyes. Your children are going astray. It has nothing to do with a legislator who takes in 30,000 or 15,000 to remove somebody. Face the reality. Look at your own home. What is happening under your watchful eyes? How are your children growing up? What is responsible for the lawlessness? What is responsible for the disobedient posture they are now putting on? When you're talking to them, they're talking back to you. These are things that we should focus on. That's what I said. Now, the society, you have the church. Firstly, you have the family, the parents, you have the religious body, you have the community, which is the society, you have how you call it, the school. So these components that makes up the society, and the parents playing their roles. My late mother used to tell me, say, you can born a child, but you can't born a heart. A man or a woman will born a child, but it takes everyone around to discipline that child, to make that child a responsible citizen. So at this point, at this juncture, where our country is, it is on us to go back to the old days, Hell break loose when a child in front of elderly people use a word that he or she shouldn't be using. Oh man, you will be spanked, and at the end of it, your complaint will be carried to your parents. Because that child don't want his or her complaint to be carried to the parent, they will beg that person, even if the person have disciplined them, please don't tell mama. Because they know the measures that will be taken against him or her. But mind you, nowadays, the parents are now shielding their children in the disobedient attitudes. But we said that the only thing we get ourselves involved with is to talk about politics. Politics, we are delving into politics and allowing the fabrics of our society to be broken. Who are those we refer to as future leaders? These are the people we are leaving undone, unattended to. And the final analysis, when they turn out to be bad kids, where is the hope of the society? Where is the hope of the society? We will only have criminals being lawmakers, criminals getting into offices. Like the saying goes, chastity begins at home and ends abroad. If we cannot calm down and discipline the youthful generation, what becomes of the country? Lawlessness will start to take over. You see, for your own hard-earned labor, you buy something for yourself, for your own convenience, you feel afraid to wear it. You feel afraid to go to certain places in town. You feel afraid at night because you have young people who are emotionally driven, who have gotten themselves involved into the intake of drugs and other abuses, get into the streets with machetes and all sorts of sharp objects, harm people, take away their belongings. The other day I listened to one, I watched a video on social media. A young man who sits in the ghetto boastfully saying to the interviewer that the other day I don't want her own phone, she know what I did to her. I never take her abort. She know that I had the coming days. Come on. Should our children, someone who should be in school acquiring knowledge for future use. His mind is polluted. All he thinks about is to carry out crimes. Is that the kind of society we opt for? Is that the kind of society we want? So it is on us. The government, you have your role to play. You have a pivotal role to play. Create an enabling environment so that the citizens can be able to earn and make life for themselves. If we will strangulate the system, only a few handful of people will be benefiting from the wealth of the country. Where are we? We want to say to you, President Boakai, as a reminder, you said drug is a national emergency. There are a lot of issues unfolding in the country, and there are things that has to do with the empowerment of the Drug Enforcement Agency. We know that the appointment of Mr. Anthony Sowell is in sight, but we want to see a rigorous, a robust DEA. A DEA not of yesterday, a DEA that is refined, where people who put on that uniform should be free of the sin substance that they are battering. We want to see a security system where when we can say we trust, when trust is lost, it becomes a serious matter. President Boakai, we want to bring to your attention, your statement against drug should not be taken lightly. These are things that when you are coming to power, these are the promises you people make. And you must live up to those promises, because at the end of the day, you will be checkmated by those promises. The issue of drug is a national disaster and a national emergency. Each and every one of us must collectively join the fight against this menace in our society. Liberia stands a high risk if care is not given, that people will not have the time to move freely in the coming years. It is happening now. You cannot move freely in the evening hours or the late in certain corridors. You cannot move with valuables on you. What happened the last time in Kakata? A boy and his auntie left from here. They went to Kakata for graduation. He did not know how infested that community is. he left on here, Monrovia boy, going in a rural area, put his Bluetooth in his ear, walking through the corridors of the community. He was stabbed to death, all because of a Bluetooth that he resisted those criminals, his peers, from carrying. He was stabbed to death. Should we be in fear in our own country when we have the ability to clamp down on these kinds of acts? We say no. We go to bed, we sleep in fear. Some of us, we don't sleep because when we pack our little cars, we worry how they are going to break my own car part at my own visiting place. For every time I pack it, the next thing I will come, I see the windshield bust, they gone into my car on several occasions. So we now having a new project given us. Every time you park your car, you must remove the battery and take valuables from in the car. Anything short of that, you will have yourself to blame. Should we be in that society? Just the other day, right on 9th Street, a young man, a young promising man, parked his car in the parking lot, and his car was broken into, and they made away with the car. Should we be in this kind of fear? Security-wise, what's the measure are we putting in place? What measure are we putting in place? And at the end of the day, all we talk about politics, politics, politics. What benefit politics is actually bringing to us? You sit there, you go to a tire shop, you cost not from morning to night. You don't even have a 15 water money to buy water while you costing that nurse. You there chanting slogans. You standing in defense of politicians. And these politicians, when they get this power, they take their children from here to go acquire knowledge. While you sit there, you be chanting slogans. The little handouts they gave you, you feel proud of it. Oh yeah, you know, revolutionary, you know. It was to my dismay that I saw young Liberians who gathered themselves at the University of Liberia, demonstrating the last time, black impeding traffic, throwing of stones, had the country at a standstill, the city center at a standstill for hours. Then what's the essence of you going to school now? We know, and you know, the militancy have taken over a lot of things in our country. Oh yeah, everybody wants to be a militant now. Yeah, we wear the barrets, we wear the khaki, or wear the militant uniforms. We don't care. Now, there are channels through which you can express your grievances and not to be violent. But we've seen that violence is the way. Violence is the message that gets to the minds of our leaders before they act. So at that, the young folks see violence as the way. You have your leaders, people who should be making laws on your behalf. They are now fighting amongst themselves, getting thugs from the ghettos, people who they should be rehabilitating and reintegrating in society, creating programs for. They go for them, give them money, intoxicate them, and they come at the capital, the first branch of government, to act like hooligans. Is this what we envisage for our country? So it is on you, Liberians. It is a litmus test for you. It's about time that you consciously vote people into power who mean well. You know, and they may be in a place here, they may be giving up. Most of them will come like humanitarians. That's the posture they use in Liberia. And like they're working in the community. They take those loans and other things there. They scheme you. And at the end of it, you entrust them with state power. When you get them state power, this is what they are doing on Capitol Hill. The people you get state power to, that end there, they are amongst themselves. Are they in your interest? They are not. They are seeking their self-interest at the detriment of your survivability. With that being said, this is the Positive Show. I'm Rufus Divine Cunning. 0778-665-073, 0887-105-105 are the numbers to call this morning. And I must say this, I know my colleagues will get angry with me. The media is playing a pivotal role in what is happening in this country, because most of us, we are not sincere. Most of us, We only do these things for ourselves. We come up with this information not with the intention of making the change, but because we want to attract popular sentiments, and then we go behind the scene to collect the fat envelopes. The media has a responsibility in the transformation of this country. If nothing is done, Liberia is at the crossroad. If nothing is done, our society will turn out to be lawless more than what it is. Let's get to the line and take this person. Good morning. Okay, we lost that caller. 0778-665-073, 087-105-105. I'm not seeking any relevance or any recognition from anybody, because I know consciously I love my country and I want to see the good thing happen in my country. So whether you are a politician or you have interest in a politician, I am not a friend to a politician. I believe in my conscience, and I believe that the right things must be done so that we all, even the common people, can have justice, where justice should be dispensed, where the common people should have the little that is required for them. Let them have it. But we shouldn't do the things act like we are saints, and at the end of the day we use our platforms for our personal benefits. The media plays a pivotal role. We hold the public trust. What are those information that we are bringing out to the public? Are they authentic? Are we seeking the interest in the welfare of the people? These are things. Come on now, we're not talking the politics of Liberia, so nobody care. But if we're sitting here and insulting some kind of person in the society, we have barrage, of course. And I always say to people, I'm not moved by what number of calls or number of followings. I'm moved by my conscience. Oh yes, let's get this person. Good morning.
Morning, my brother Rivers.
Man, Picking, how you doing this morning, my brother?
Thank you, brother. You know, let me say thanks to you. You know, my sister Martina and my brother Tuba, when they come with the politics, then you come with the social issue. In that one, then we move out on the far. So, let me say thank you. You know, me myself always concern about the political to handle the just believe the coach, the grass, while you call open water. You know, like actually most of we the young people this time, especially no voicing the thing they can call no Sunday. And one of the things, if you know anyone or a child or the teacher is saying they're not fasting me. Except somebody, the only person they even for somebody, even the one they call Kanya, your child say you know somebody who can sorry or face it. Only person your time or even the thing they can call far egg, the air is they can far. Or they can face it, they can put the opinion inside. When you coming from jelly and brown, when you come down a little bit, when you come down low on your left, Sunday when you read down there, or even in the week when you read there, you see all in your garden, I can be seen to that paper. You see, but in a see the surgeon is drinking a lot. As soon as opinion what then happen, and now the police plastic and as soon as it is drinking to that particular payment. But so for me, as some our places we now go, our places we can move. Our as our opinion, because a lot of things around my child, my children, my two children, I can tell it. I say, Kaya, you can. Anybody I don't know your man even for the point. Even food I go to school anywhere. I don't get eat school food anywhere. I get eat school food, but when I know I get even for you. So everywhere you come, my brother, now the country has been polluted by opinion. And when the Ghana take the opinion, when they see the opinion now, you not get no, you can be no. That kind of such a way, what they can do now, they can start putting the thing they call tramadol. The tramadol, people say we have a GRP, you can take it to cool down, no, put not taking it for that, they can put the trauma inside. Now the trauma now, when they put the trauma inside, now they see that the trauma is not doing anything to them now, that time they can run for the push. So that the place can start much more for that grass, all the way come to trauma from trauma, go to school, man, for then they start going to gray and have a human push pressure that you see Sunday fee because for me like around there I rather spend most of my time Sunday fee, Jordan fee, Runner fee, all the places there I spend most of my time before I can't decide to come and live in. I stay working there so most of the activity for that time my brother family like para whole flag by eight, bien all defender a whole club. It's possible like the last time my sister Martina and my brother people on the show. I said the way my brother Rufo was praising the acting DA board now. I think the president is in doing now the president are appointing. So we are just praying to God to go for a confirmation. God will make it be he pass for a job interview because confirmation a job interview. So pray that he pass so that you can pray feed on the land to see our best to come also a funny thing called job because the thing it carry our young people brother. I'm not allowed to you people selling food and not food. Even if people somebody refer to that crippled people that setting in we before they setting it. I'm not allowed to they don't want to say any we. They say they begging. They're not begging, it's setting a thing called judge. So the first judge is how my brother to be under his pressure. They want to call cool Jama all of stuff and things. Yeah, because I know somebody guy and said I say now we. That's selling that part because they say any we that the cripple are too focused. They say any we pushing it, but they're selling it. So you see the president today, you feel sorry for the person, but not today for that person. That person is selling it, my brother. So the first judge in the country. It's very difficult. And the media, yeah, that one of the things is of course somebody calling out the media, my brother, before the media is not happy anymore in the country. That was a radio station because for me I can get a body. I just can't radio station by get go now because almost all the stations I can follow in one by one. No, almost all the time somebody will come. And listen to the media station and report. You know you want for your child or your daughter to really pay attention to it. To be honest with you, so even the media not helping we the youth, and you're not ready to play this kind of role. Maybe when you work in the morning, soon the money. You get in your car, you can't watch me. I'm not going to in that particular studio. I'm not crossing. I'm going to cross. What people go here and that kind of people with the youth who can say, oh, yeah, let me discuss the issue, let me really know the issue. What kind of issue the men know to cross? Like when I listen to one of the radio station, the guy call the station, the man call, people more call, the guy cancel. I said, no, I cancel in the call, but he said, on the radio crossing, or because the man go deep money. So how you want to tell the country? We talk and say, oh, but any other man was there, they were causing. I say, but I will continue the country. I said, but when they were more there, you say, oh, they're causing. So because the man was there, they were causing. So the other man to them will cause so much. Just continue going like that. If just and you have, I didn't know what I said, station, you don't know what I knew a station after my brother, but to be honest with you, the million guys, serious problem, my brother, for the million, not willing to help we the young people to change, my brother. They want for things to just be like this, someone will take advantage of it to get us over the one because they not pay that master and what they're supposed to get, they will not get it because if you take your time to go to school, you learn whatever thing you learn. My brother, I don't think somebody tells you go and course before I pay you because you know your work. So you always stand for anything that you're supposed to stand for, but most of our brothers now they're not willing to stand for anything. The only thing we to stand for, so the money, the man table, the man wear a crew, the man go sit on radio. The only thing you got to discuss on our radio how to insult the president, to insult all the officials in government. All the officials in government now they attend the rule. And you know that brother when you see somebody that rule, when you put it behind the person, one time you see the man speak. To take it from behind that person, I don't care how you go or you cannot. You want clarify any kind of way they do that rule. So we got to continue educating our people, brother. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. 077-866-507-30887 105 are the numbers to call. And interestingly, you know, our society have turned out to be what it is because, mind you, if I have a cogent information about somebody, knowing very well that other person is involved with the act, I come up and say, oh, this is X, Y, and Z. This person is this. The person reach out to me as a media practitioner now. my man, you know, just lead that team and this one and that one. At the end of the day, they gave me fat envelope. I leave it. You know what happening there? It's a means of encouraging the situation to increase at the detriment of the survivability of the people. Good morning. 077-866-5073, 0887-105-105 are the numbers to call. Jokingly, but that is so serious. One of my friends said, hey, be there, and you it's laughable, but it's very serious. And you want to be an integrity icon, be there. You continue to rap okay, say yes. God has time for everything. As you get new car that is not involved or on the basis of denying the public trust or claiming on the issues that matters to the survivability of the people or because of my personal gains. So let me read for some of you, and I always encourage all of us as journalists, let us, before we begin our day-to-day activities, we should take the journalist creed and read it. That will help us to discharge our duties with responsibility and integrity. So yeah, what our creed says. I believe in the profession of journalism. I believe that the public journal is a public trust, that all connected with it are to the full measure of their responsibility. Trustees for the public, that acceptance of a lesser service than the public service is betrayal of this trust. I believe that clear thinking and clear statement, accuracy and fairness are fundamental to good journalism. I believe that a journalist should write only what he holds in his heart to be true. I believe that suppression of the news for any consideration other than the welfare of society is indefensible. I believe that no one should write as a journalist what he would not say as a gentleman. That betrayal by one's own pocketbook is as much to be avoided as betrayal by the pocketbook of others. That individuals' responsibility may not be escaped by pleading another's instructions or another's dividend. Okay? We stop this far. These are things we play a pivotal role. We hold the public trust. Anything short of that, you know, I saw he asked somebody, why people, oh, I hear it from the radio. Because the people trust people who sits on the radio. So we must be cautious enough to understand the information that we disseminate. It has a very powerful force to cause someone to make decisions based on what they get from us. We can shape people's destiny. We can decide. For somebody to make a decision, they look up to us. So what are those information that we are providing to them? Is it information of positivity? Every day we sit on the radio, every day we sit in our corners, we sit wherever we have the time. We say the negatives. That's what I always say to people. Amidst the challenges, there are prospects and gains. Amidst the challenges, there are prospects and gains. And some of these troubling time comes just to give us a clear understanding of what life is all about. Let's go to the line and take this person. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah.
What is your name and join us somewhere?
the more after you take it from what community.
Janje,
Yeah.
let's hear you.
Yeah, my brother, thank you so much for your presentation this morning. For the message they do the Labrador people. The issue about that today in this country, you know, the whole media issue has changed. And also, for all, I'm following the media. I will listen to you because I don't follow video station. I follow the message. And the message made video. But to be frank with you in this country, the issue about the government issue in this country, you know, people want to use the media. They have to preach negative word to go against, say things go against the government. It's about propaganda in this country. You know, the party government, and one of the powerful government that knows propaganda. But these people in this country, they go into media, generally to preach negative about the party government. They will not work because the CC people, they don't know how to run propaganda in government. They just see that this country will have another mean that nothing will happen in this country. But to be sure what you do, even in the Spanish, if we see the people have the culture, that have news, absolutely. The city, I don't know about in a village. The thing in a village, every kid who goes to the store, they start in the tent. That everything that the tent is over here. Or the people in it, here, or the city. I'll be happy, they have to bring it up, and when this is over here, this is over here,
Janje, our primary focus this morning is how we can clamp down on this issue that has to do with the kids or the younger folks getting fully involved into unwholesome behavior like intake of drugs and other substances.
Yeah, for me, so far, you lie a little bit. I'm very getting you clear, but you know.
I'm listening, Janje. Go ahead. I'm saying our primary focus this morning is we are trying to find ways and means to which we can come down on the issue of the increase of spread of drugs in the country, and our kids are getting involved in so many ways. Some they have friends who are using food, they are using drinks and other things to get them involved into the intake of drugs. What can be done? What's your recommendation or your suggestion? Well, we lost out on Janje. Hope we can get back to you, Janje. 077-8665-073, 087-105-105 are the numbers to call this morning and form part of the program, The Positive Show, here on Love FM 105.1. 077-8665-073. Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Your name and you join us on
my name is Ishmael Sion, commonly known as Wycliffe, and I speak from Tony Street currently.
Let's hear you.
Yes. I would say that to put stop to drugs in the country, firstly, we the community dwellers, we need our involvement. The community needs to be involved into the process. One of the reasons the community needs to be involved into the process, for every activity of these guys, our children who taking drugs these days, they are for our rural community. They live there with us. But the ghettos that are built in our community, are we reporting to the police? Are we putting ourselves together to destroy the ghetto? Are we willing to put our life on the line to protect our community wherein there will be no ghetto? So, when you see the drug increasement in our country, it's because of ourselves, we the citizens of this country, with all our involvement into the thing, drugs cannot finish. You getting me?
I'm listening.
It will not finish because we are the ones can finish drugs in the country. We are the ones that can make drugs to stay in the country. If we feel reluctant and we don't want to take the guys from on the street and carrying them to the Latino police, to the DEA, laying their complaint, fighting them. When I'm talking about fighting them, we're in going, destroying their ghettos and other things there, making them to not stay to a particular area. Definitely, we are on a stand to fight drugs. But we cannot just be flaring the issue. You people flare the issue on the media and then we discuss it. There are a lot of things we are discussed year by year, day by day. What are we achieving as Liberians? We are not achieving nothing. We only talk. What they talk. So the thing is not that on, but we have to fight for our country, fight for our people before can move forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We appreciate your call this morning. So let's bring you this very important missing ID card information. The House of Representatives, Capitol Hill, a burial of the ID card Comfort Collins from the Maintenance Department of the House of Representatives. Your ID card is in our possession. It was brought here. So anyone knowing the whereabouts of Comfort Collins, should please inform her to come and take delivery of her missing ID card. She's an employee there at the House of Representatives. Comfort Collins from the Maintenance Department. Your ID card is in our possession right here on 10th Street in Sinker. It was brought here. So you can come and take delivery of your missing ID card, Comfort Collins. All right, 077-866-5073, 087-105-105 are the numbers to call and form part of the program, The Positive Show, right here on Love FM 105.1. My name is Rufus Divine Cunning. Let's get our commercial commitment. When we come back, we get more of your calls right here.
The $3 giveaway on Love FM has gotten bigger and better. Oh yes, for the same bet amount of $100 Liberian or US 70 cents, the regular prize money now go way up for $2,500 Liberian to $3,000 Liberian. All you need to do is dial *799#. Select number 10 for Love FM 105.1. Plenty people winning. Oh, don't be left out with Radio Entertainment Liberia and Love FM on the $3 giveaway. Liberia, check it better.
My people, see my choice. Since I put in for a car to this other car rental service, they are yet to come. And I am getting late. I don't know what to do.
Don't worry, my sister. Have you heard about U-Car Rental Service?
No.
U-Car Rental Service is the best in town, and they are located on 10th Street in Cinco, right in the technology building. Very affordable with a very low price. Go there now or call them on 0888 111 222.
Thank you, my brother. I'm calling them right now. Hello, is this U-Car rental service?
Yes, ma'am. How can we help you?
I need a car to take me to work.
Okay. Where are you?
I'm on Broad Street.
Okay, we're coming right now.
Thank you.
You need a ride? Don't worry. U-Car Rental Service is the best in town with affordable price just for you. U-Car Rental Service can be contacted on 0888 111 222 or visit their office right on 10th Street in Cinco, the land side in the technology building. U-Car Rental Service, the best deal in town.
Yellow star.
What did you say you yelling for?
Come here, man. All day you making noise and people ear say you singing. No air. Like a walking brief.
Don't leave on there and cross me, oh.
They say MTN Yellow Star is back, and this season over is easy for everybody. You can audition online from now to the 13th, and then live audition will start on the 14th. And the people going to Ghana, Nima, and the biggest one will be held in Monserrato.
that thing you talking? What thing is that if I win?
La real if I win. Hayaka. The winner will take home a $2 million Labrador record deal with young feature in the team, a brand new car, and a $300,000 Labrador wardrobe budget. Now all plus 1 year of performance with MTN and video protection deal and 100 gigabyte of data every month. But not all, 7-player winning 600,000 Labrador record deal, a year of performances with MTN, 100 gigabyte of data every month, and new this year for third place of 400,000 Labrador cash prize and 100 gigabyte every month. Hey man, don't forget to tell your fellow people to dial *415* your code hash to vote for you when you make it. I'll be live every Saturday for the live evasion show starting from October 12. You can see us singing more.
Yellow, yellow star.
What is better than free? Nothing. Free is better than 1%. Doing any transaction with MTN mobile money is free. We pay your fees for you. No more adding extra money when you are sending money to friends and family at any agent point. So, join over 1.2 million Liberians doing that transaction on the most trusted, reliable, and #1 mobile money service provider in Liberia, MTN Mobile Money. Dial *156# and start transacting today with MTN Mobile Money. Mobile money, da baby, eh?
MTN.
Will you think mama to pay for everything now? Hey, now small thing, pay with mama. Now the rain, now the labor won't care you for, pay with mama. Like your transportation from motorbike, taxi, bus, keke, and rental car, pay with mama. Oh, that yes, pay with mama. Even in the market you want pay for better ball, you better pay with mama. You want pay for 32-inch weed, but pay with mama. Listen, pay for anything and everything with MTN Momo Pay. It's simple, fast, and secure. Plus no extra charge. Yeah!
Dial *156*3# or download the MTN Momo app to pay for anything, anywhere in Liberia. It's simple, fast, and secure. No charges and no holla holla.
MTN.
After the commercial commitment, let's get more of your reactions. 0778 665 073, 0778 665 073, 0887 105 105 are the numbers to call and form part of the positive show right here on Love FM 105.1. 0778 665 073, 0887 105 105 are the numbers to call. Let's get back to the telephone line. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Sam October and I call from Basel District number 5.
Sam, let's hear you.
To the issue of drugs, I'm sorry I told you very late, but let me make a contribution on the issue of drugs. If we check the total employees of the Liberian DEA, it is around 203, 204. A country that has a population of 5 million people, you're telling us you want to fight drugs, and you have the only employee of 203, 204. Most of these guys you see with a muscular body running up and down, saying that they are DEA officers. They are not, because they are muscular people. Just take them and carry them around, harass people, and take the same drugs from them, carry it back to another ghetto, and sell it back to them. Take for instance, if I'm not an employee of DEA and I'm assigned to any of these borders, somebody who want to come in with a $500,000 United States goods, I'm not employed, I'm not insured, my children are not insured, nothing. And they tell me, say, oh, Mr. Sam, I'll give you 100,000. I'm looking at the rich and I say, I'm not employed. Anytime you'll be fired, anytime you'll be killed. Why not accept that money? If the government saying that they want to fight drugs, make sure you train these officers by pen and paper, by community level, society management, and then get them a huge or fat salary. And make the public to know that this man is a DEA officer. If you see him doing SYC reporting, no community is going to raise themselves. You recommend, oh yeah, this cattle is in my community today. They come and raid, take the drugs from the cattle, needs to cattle, and sell it. At the end of the day, they will make friends with that drug seller and tell you, say, it is John Brown who reported you to us. That's what they do. So community people, they began quiet, they began silent. Because they looking in the community where they see people at the end of the day, they'll be harmed. So my brother, government needs to do more. Thank you so much.
Thank you. 077-8665-073, 0887-105-105 are the numbers to call this morning and form part of the program The Positive Show right here on Love FM 105.1. 0778-665-073, 0887-105-105. Just limited time in our favor. So let's see what we can do here. Let's play you this motivational message before taking leave of you. I love to motivate you. I know a lot of you wake up in the morning with so much burning issues and you do not know your way out. And these words of encouragement will serve as a beacon of hope so that you can build up your strength and understand that life is worth living regardless of the present condition. You can turn that into a greater achievement, all right, with God being above. So let's listen to a portion of this to be right back, and then we conclude on today's edition of the program The Positive Show.
There's no rich man on earth who is a salary earner.
None. Everyone that is wealthy today, they don't depend on salary alone. Number two, there is no rich man on earth that has only one source of income. Not one. Number three, every rich man on earth, all of them without fail, real estate is part of what they use to retain their wealth. In order for you to become rich and wealthy, number one, you need financial intelligence, you need delayed gratification, you need savings, you need multiple streams of income. I now began to practice also. That's when I started writing books. I've written over 100 books right now. Now, but the books are already in me. So today now, you see a lot of people out there, they have gifts, but they are not trading their gifts. Money flows in exchange for goods and services. Money flows in exchange for value. So that's your gift. You must turn it into a product or a service that you can exchange for money. You can be gifted and poor. People can celebrate you and say, we have a lot of, poor celebrity beggars now. That are.
Let's take this person quickly. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Wonderful. What's your name and you join us from where?
I'm Henry. Rupert, I would like to talk to you about is a Sunday serious.
Henry, from where?
I'm from Simple.
Okay.
Can you let me talk to you about Thank you.
He's just doing bling bling, poor man out there, and then they will now begin to cry that they use me. When you sign, your eye not clear. They'll force you. It's poverty that made you to sign. You signed it as a poor man. Now you have seen glory. Now you will serve your sentence. Do you understand now? So I don't know if
no, this is really very, very eye-opening. But I go like ask, they go tell everybody say go school, education and all. People go, if we go by the the system in Nigeria here, 6 years primary school, 6 years secondary school,
study economy, study banking and finance.
And the whole idea is once you acquire this education,
you work for somebody.
You will break free from the shackles of poverty.
You're good to go.
And you are good to go. But it can't be like I said, the school, what did the teacher stop you waiting?
Okay, so let's understand this. Because the challenge we have is that we don't realize that change is the only constant in life. What is true today may be a lie tomorrow. But it doesn't mean it was not true yesterday.
What is true today may be a lie tomorrow.
But it doesn't mean it was not true yesterday. It's because life is lived forward but understood backward. And as we evolve, we learn. Everybody here, there's one statement you have made in your life. If I knew what I know now. Everybody on earth, if you have never made that statement, you are a madman. That means you are not growing. It was during the industrial age that education came. So during the industrial age, education was set up to take people from the farming slave to factory slave. So they now say, okay, all the intelligent ones that are here now, let's gather them, because this guy be like say, get some brain. If you tell them something, if they know how to plant, they answer, put them together and create a curriculum. and teach them so that they will know how to handle the factory. Because from orange, we need to produce orange juice. And we need to cancel. They now created courses. Okay, this is accounting. This is chemistry. Question. The first person that became an accountant, who certified him? So somebody sat down and said, come, let's create it. I do curriculum now, so I know what I'm talking about. I've created curriculum that does not exist before, that I created. And it's now existing because I created it. So somebody said, okay, let's do one, we call it accounting. But that person that was creating the curriculum, he himself is not certified. Because nobody certified. He's now the pioneer and the progenitor of a new. That's how all these courses were created. And it was not, schools were not created to make you rich. They were created to discipline and train you to function the way those that need you want you to function. So if you meet with elderly people in their 70s or in their 80s, and they are to ask you, they won't ask you what course do you study. They will say, what is your discipline? That's what they do. Say, what course do you study?
Yes.
What is your discipline? That means, what have you been disciplined to become? That's why all your life you have an identity. You go to school, when you come out, they say, what's this? I say, I'm doctor, I'm engineer. You now start introducing yourself with the title they give you because you went to school to be trained to become what they want you to become. So there was nothing wrong in education in the days of our parents. But what they did not realize was that the colonial masters were using this for a purpose. That is why we still have the problems today. So when you go to school, they teach you to become this, and then you become it. But the world has evolved. We have moved from industrial age now. We are now in the age of technology. We are in what we call the fourth industrial revolution. The fifth one is emerging now. So all those things now, don't forget that when we were growing up, if you say you want to be an actor, you say, hear me, you want to be a footballer, village people. Today now everybody wants to be a footballer. But all those things have now expired. Now everybody wants to move to the next level, IT, and all the tech. So now, when you go to school, you learn, you come to use. But in order for them to keep you for 5 years or 4 years, they have to teach you what you need and what you don't need. And most of the textbooks were given by the Westerners to deceive you. That's why they will say Mongo Park came to discover you. Are you all right? So you exist, then somebody can't discover you. If you didn't exist, will you be discovered? You are discovered. It's because of all these problems. So now, over 80% of what you learn in school today is useless when you graduate.
Over 80%.
Yes.
Over
It's useless.
You are the X.
Over 80% is useless. Now, number two, the world that existed when you do, is it the matric they will do first? Convocation.
Convocation last.
The world that existed when you did matric, by the time you are doing convocation with the next round, that world is no more in existence. Because every 5 years there's a new world. 2019 and now are two different worlds. Pre-COVID, post-COVID. In 2019, nobody will ask you, is it virtual? It was not in our vocabulary. That's a new word. Before 2019, nobody will say, I want to work remotely. So if you are still now oppressing, no, you cannot do this. It's because you are still an analog man in a
Yes.
You don't realize that things have changed. So companies are now rewriting policies, rewriting HR policy. Why? Because it's a new world. So people that are now telling you go to school, go and study this, go and study that, they are not bad people, but they are expired people. They are sincere, but they are sincerely wrong. They are telling you to go and do something that is useless. They are telling you to go and prepare to solve problem of yesterday instead of preparing you to solve tomorrow's problem. So today, if like 15 years ago, if you say you are a drone pilot, it doesn't exist.
Yes.
I'm into animation. I'm into gaming. It doesn't exist. So if you now go to your mother now, your father, mother, maybe like chief with dress like you say, daddy, and study animation. So what? Are you an animal? Are you an animal? That's the way it is. True. Many of the comedians, footballers, actors, and actors today, their parents disowned them when they went to Nollywood. Disowned them when they went to music. Today, everybody wants their children. So that's the way parents are disowning their children now. For saying you are just jobless, you don't want to go to school. What is animation? What is this? Because they don't realize. So in our own days, people were sent to school to go and study a course that will put a prefix before their name.
Yes.
Engineer, doctor,
barrister,
architect, barrister.
Lawyer.
Because most of the parents wanted to live through the life of their children.
Yeah.
So what they could not achieve, they want to achieve
I'm a
through
lawyer,
their children.
I'm a doctor.
But now those things are usseless now. So am I saying don't go